Handle Your Business, a weekly podcast discussing a little of this and a little of that. Handle Your Business appropriately blends serious topics with fun topics, all in an effort to help you have a good or better life. So join me, your host, Lady Lashley, and some amazing guests every Sunday at 5 p.m. to explore everything from financial management to dealing with relationship challenges. Put it in your calendar every Sunday from 5 p.m. Tune in to Handle Your Business for a very helpful half hour to get you ready for the week ahead. For more details, follow at Lady Lashley TT on Instagram and Facebook. Handle Your Business. Welcome to another episode of Handle Your Business with yours truly, Lady Lashley. Today I have with me a superwoman entrepreneur in the Tobago space, Stacey Ewing. Hi, Stacey.
Hi.
All right. Thank you for taking this time to join me. For this particular episode, we are going to be discussing adult toys and sexual pleasure. And Stacey is here because Stacey is a supplier of adult toys in our space. What I like about her vibe is that she's been pretty fearless with her marketing approach. She knows her niche and she markets to her niche, and they have been responding. At least that's how it looks. Stacey, how has it been on your end with this exciting part of your business? Because that's not the only thing you do, but that's what we're focusing on today.
Yes, it has been very exciting for me from inception, because I've always seen people selling toys, but people, they mostly sell it under a low, or you have to ask a friend in secret. And, it's almost as if you're going to buy something illegal. And I'm like, sex is a normal part of human nature. So what's the big deal? Or why would you market your toys like it's something illegal? That was it for me. And I said, you know what? I think people need to know that sex is a normal part of us. You can get a toy just as you can go to buy milk or vegetables. So I decided that I would go into it. And going into it, I test everything that I sell first. Everything that I sell, I tested. So I ordered one for me and I tried it. And I was like, this rose, especially with the rose, because I do sell a lot of toys. Some of them are suction, some of them are penetration. But the rose has stood out for me because it is so amazing, And when I tested it, I said, but no, I need to get this for everyone, And I brought a few and I put it out there, and the response was amazing. I didn't mind being a supplier that everybody knows. Hey, Stacey sells toys, so I decided to put it out there. At first, it was just the single rose I saw. And initially, when I brought rose, I did not bring the single one because most people had the single one. I believe I was the first person in Tobago with the dual ones. When my supplier sent them, I was like, yes, I definitely want this one because nobody has it as yet. And when they came, it was exciting.
All right, so that's a lot of, before I get into the different types of toys, one of the things that you said is you tried it yourself, and I want to tap into that a bit because one, you are a married lady, yes?
Yes.
Right, you're married and you have children. So I wanted to tap into that a bit because there's this kind of taboo around particularly women in relationships. People might say, well, okay, if you're single, sure, have some toys. You are married, and from all accounts, your spouse has supported you. You're married to a regular looking Black man in our space, strong and able. And he has supported you. What has his reaction been like to you, as far as that you can share, in terms of like a man thinking, well, hey, my wife is exploring with toys?
Sure. Well, my husband is my husband because he supports everything that I do. First thing. So it's not just about the toys. He supports everything. So if I say, well, I'm doing this, I want to do this, I would run it by him first. And sometimes his initial reaction would not be so welcoming, but then he would say, well, if you want to do it, go ahead. We could try this. We could do that. No problem. So when I introduced it to him, he was like, so what we're going to do with this now? I say, well, we would do it together and we would see, and he doesn't knock down anything. He is always willing to explore, and we do everything together. So it wasn't a big deal for me to have a toy, and the toy, it really adds to the experience. It really adds to the experience because, let me see if I could say this, like, sometimes you want to have more than one thing happening at a time with a sexual encounter. And he is not two persons, so he would not be able to do the oral as well as the penetration. So with the rose, we have a little bit of licking going on, we have a little bit of sucking going on, and the penetration all at the same time. So it really adds to the experience sexually.
Right. And that's the important aspect that I wanted to bring out, particularly because I've seen some of the comments when you put up these, particularly, from the men. The women get extremely excited, but it seems as if a lot of men, their first response, whether joke or serious, seems to be to take offense. They feel like they're being replaced by a toy.
Yes, it has been happening a lot. And I do have a lot of male customers, and they come because the woman wanted, not really because they want to. And I say, listen to me, this toy is yours. It's yours for her. So I do not expect that you would just give her this toy as I'm giving it to you, right? Make it a nice night, get some wine, do a little massage, and you'll be in control, because there is no way that this toy can replace you if your lady loves you. So it is only to add to the experience, and I expect you to use this on her first.
Right. And how has the response to that been by some of those?
It has been good. It has been good. It has been good, really. And I mean, we in society now, men have a lot going on, men have a lot dealing with. We don't look out for men emotionally, and I try to get my male customers comfortable and not feel rejected or replaced at all, because as much as a woman could say she doesn't need a man, I think men are very needed in society. So I try to get them comforted, and I say, no, come, don't let this little plastic thing replace you, because this is not the intent at all.
Right.
And the men come. Yesterday I had a customer, he is a repeat customer, and he said, oh gosh, girl, I need a rose. I say, which one you had? So I went back in the chat and I checked. He said, just anyone, because I mash up the girl thing, I say, how you manage that now? He said, girl, first the thing was nice. I say, good, I'm meeting you now, where you at? And we met up, and he was so excited to get back another one. And I was happy that he was happy to even return to get another one. So the first one got damaged, and he didn't even mind buying another one. So it must mean that they have been having fun with it.
Right. And that's the beautiful thing, because the general discussion out there, not just here in Tobago, but kind of generally out there are a lot of women who feel not fully satisfied, or who feel disconnected from their partner. Same with the men, you sexually, you have to learn your partner, and if you're really into that relationship, you try to do the things that work for you all. What I like that you highlighted a bit is that as a partner engaging in sexual activity, you can't do many things at once. And so if you decide to purchase a toy, try a toy, you're looking at maybe having a complementary situation, as you say, penetration happening one way, and then you have the toys to assist you maybe with some licking or some sucking, or that kind of thing. So let us talk now about the range of toys that you have. You talk about the rose. Just give me a description about the rose, in case we have anybody out there listening to this podcast episode and have no idea what a rose is. Talk to us about the rose. What does the rose do?
All right. It is a suction toy. The single rose is suction only. So you have, some of them have as little as 6 modes up to 10 modes. The single one, I have a very small one. It has 6 modes. So you would have 6 different suction and vibration modes on one end, and on the other end, you have 6 different licking modes as well. So that one, you could just flip it over, have some licking, flip it over, have some sucking. It's very small, right? And that's for that one. The single rose, the dual ones, most of the dual ones have from 8 to 10 suction modes. There are dual ones with suction on one end and penetration on the other end in the form of a small dildo. It's about probably 4 inches. It's not very big. So it has 10 thrust modes and 10 suction modes. There's one with 10 licking modes and 10 thrust modes as well. I have some that have plugs. The plugs are different sizes, and the rose on the other end would have the 10 suction modes, and the plug on the other end would have the 10 vibration mode. That's if you're into anal. So you could have one with a small plug for starters. Then you could go to the medium size plug, then you could go to the large size plug. So those are the different types of rose. Basically, I have about 7 to 9 different ones.
Okay, so the rose, in the sense, you have the rose by itself, the single rose, suction
Yes.
or licking, and this is
Yes.
whether or not you're talking about breast, vagina, anal.
Yeah.
This one is for female use in that sense, right?
Yes.
Then you have those with the penetration, dildo / rose.
Yes.
Also for people who are into anal sex, the plug and the rose. Is there something for men? If a gay man is listening, or somebody who is bisexual, and because this part is the female pleasure, or
Right.
even heterosexual relationships, because some men are more open about their sexuality. If a female companion wanted to get a toy to use on the male partner, is there a rose for that?
No, I have not come across a rose for that. Only if, he likes sensation on the nipples, the rose can be used for the nipples. I think that's as far as it would go with the rose.
Okay, all right. So we have you have the rose. Is that the main toy that you sell? Do you have other toys?
Well, it's the fastest selling. I do have other suction toys as well. I have, let me see, I have some dildos that are a bit longer, because the dildo that's on the rose is about 4 inches. I have some that are 6 inches, some that are closer to 9 inches. The one that I have with the 6 inch, that one has suction as well. So if you're a single woman, you could have the penetration, a little bit more penetration than the rose, and the suction as well. But that one is shaped more like a dildo. I have another one that's closer to 9 inch. That one licks. So there is a part that would lick the clitoris, and a part on the end of the dildo itself that you could have a little sensation of licking on the inside. I have some that you could use as a suction cup, so it would suck the entire vagina, as well as the clitoris, and on the other end, you can use it as a dildo. It's actually above 9 inches. So I do have a lot of different ones. I have some video demonstrations with balloons to show the suction. I have a little bit more graphic ones for, like, if we have WhatsApp conversation, I could send you it on WhatsApp so that you can see exactly what it does on a body.
Right. But you said back up a bit, because when you spoke about the dildos here, you specify if you're a single woman. Can it not be used with people who are in relationships, or that one the men draw the line on?
It can be used as well, because if you're into double penetration, you can use it for anal as well as the guy. So you have it kind of like a threesome, you, the toy, and a guy. So it's not just for single women. Let me correct that.
But yeah, you know, I would like to stick in, and this might be a conversation for another time, in the sense that for those people who may be suffering from like erectile dysfunction and so on, some people might not want to completely throw away their relationship. They may not want to have another partner. But we've heard in our space here, health issues, you know, environmental factors, that kind of thing. Even younger men are suffering from
Yeah.
erectile dysfunction. And so if you're in a relationship with a partner, especially if you've been there before, then you might want to consider getting a toy, you know, to help with your sexual life. That's just as an aside.
Yes, and there are toys for men that exercise the penis as well.
Okay, well, let's jump in with a bit about that. Let's hear.
Yes, we exercise the body, we exercise the mind, but we don't exercise the private parts. And there are toys that could help with that, because I do actually have, it's called a pocket. It's like a vagina pocket. And one of the functions listed on it is to exercise the penis. So I do have those toys as well. They have vibration, they have different suction modes, and they have a bit of audio if noise would excite you.
Right. Have you had any feedback from any male customers on that?
No, I have not gotten. They have purchased, but with reviews, I would not prompt the review. If a customer give me a review, I appreciate it and we have a little chat. But to ask somebody for a review, I would not, because I mean, I think it's a private thing and some people are not as open in sharing. So I have not had any male reviews. I am trying to convince my husband. And he is like, girl, what you harassing me for? Like, I said, well, who else would do it for me? You know, I mean, if he uses it, I mean, I know he would give me an honest review. He would say, well, nah, I don't really like that. Or, you know, but he would, because in his mind, he would say, I have a wife, I don't need to use that, which I would kind of support him in it. But, you know, I'm trying to convince him to try it for my sake.
Yes, yes.
To give me a review.
Hazy, this is R&D for the business, right? It's to get
He has not. And I am asking him, I say, so who do you want me to ask? I mean, I definitely would not ask the customer. And I know you would give me an honest review. Yeah. So I'm still working on convincing him to try it.
Yeah. Fingers crossed for you. But I guess I'm interested in that because, as you said, a lot of people, and rightly so, will be private. Not everybody will talk about it. Plus, our society, we're not so open about sex. But it might be important. Although the interesting thing is that sex is really a personal thing. Everybody have their own kinks, their own interests, you know, their own fetishes and so on. So, but being able to get some reviews as to, okay, did this work for you? Was something too much? Would you like to try another product? That might be an interesting thing to hear. Yeah,
because
fellas.
I actually have 3 different types of men toys in stock, but I have not had reviews.
But they're selling.
They sell all the time, you know. And the thing with review is that I would also be able to give my supplier a review, you know, because I'm privy to have factory insight where my supplier would say, hey, we're going to make this is how this works. So, you know, I could compare it to another one to say, hey, we have an upgrade.
Right.
You know,
right.
I would say, well, the customers, the suction was weak or they didn't like it. Or, you know, I could give her a review. So if I get a review, I can give her a review for them to work on something to improve.
Right. Are these toys very lifelike? Is it robotic? Is it how are the toys, as you're talking about reviews and upgrades and so on? What do the toys feel like? If somebody has never used a toy before and they're listening to us on this podcast episode and they want to try, but maybe they just look at it and it look like a piece of rubber, or it look like it might be, you know, too hard material wise.
Concerning the texture of it, they are very soft. They are made of silicone and they are very, very soft.
Right. And you
almost as the real thing. The only thing is that you won't have any lubrication with them. And I do have lube. I offer customers lube with them to add a little moisture to it, but they are very, very soft.
Okay. So that's the thing. Adult toys in a space where we don't really talk sex. Sex is taboo. People are still very shy. People don't even want to go and buy a condom, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Say again?
Yeah, I am surprised that people are even ashamed to buy these things, because we're supposed to have gone past that by now.
Yeah, well, that's why we're having this conversation, because you would really think so. For me, what I've noticed is that you have, for us females, in a sense, feedback from women. I've come across different types of women. So you have older women who, their partner's no longer able to keep up with them. And for some reason, they say as you age as a woman, your sex drive sometimes improves, or gets,
it increases,
right. So, and there are some people who don't want to step outside of their relationship. They don't want to end their relationship, but they want that improvement. And so talking specifically to those women, do you go around to meet people and maybe like give them a one-on-one as to how this works? What has your experience been with that?
No, not really, because I'm kind of bold, but I'm kind of shy at the same time, so I only advertise online. I have a lot of customers, however, that would buy for someone else, which I totally understand, and that's fine. But to go around and advertise, I have not gotten the guts to do it as yet. I mean, and sometimes because I'm so busy too, but I have had it in mind for some time to go to offices, but then, because people don't welcome sexual stuff like that, I have not decided if I'm going to do it or not. But I do have a lot of customers that would say, hey, I need a rose for my friend. She don't want to contact you. I say, well, no problem. Just send you the videos and you send it for her, and we could do it. It's no problem, because at the end of the day, I want my customers to feel very comfortable. I don't want anybody to feel as though I'm intruding on their stuff and that kind of thing. So it's no problem. I have a lot of customers that buy for other customers. She said, I saw this and I saw this review and this and that. I had a customer, she called and she said, girl, my friend wanted a rose, but she said she's too old. I said, what?
What does that mean?
I said, come on. I said, well, you could do it for her. It's no problem. It's no problem, as long as she gets it and she's happy and she has the experience.
And do you know how old she was? Like an age range?
But let me see. She could be nearing 50.
No, man.
Yes, the customer in particular, she's a very mature woman, and she bought that. When she gave me her review, her husband was so happy with it. She said that she was ashamed at first, but she was also very happy because he said, and that is his review, that it was the best sex that they have ever had.
Right.
Was ashamed at first, but also very happy because he was able to have an experience.
Right.
And a lot of customers, I deal with it in the comments too, on my social media platform, where some people like never and this and that, but you cannot compare the experience with anything else unless you have had it for yourself, because it's that amazing. It's really amazing. And this is one of the reasons why I try my products, so that when people talking, I can say, well, yeah, I agree, or yeah, I disagree, or no, it wasn't like that for me.
But that's the thing. I think it is important to have the older people, the older women especially, because we do have a lot of single older women, to not write off yourself sexually. If you are 50 and you consider yourself too old, if you live to be 80, what you're going to do? Have 30 years of a sexless existence? That doesn't sound, that ain't even sounding like it's something anybody should consider.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how do you know how old your oldest customer has been, female-wise?
No. I wouldn't say, but I think the one that gave me the review with her husband, I think that she might be the oldest one. And I'm guessing that her friend would be around her age or maybe a bit older.
Okay. Yeah, I need to do some special marketing for the older ladies.
Yes, I am having a lot of planning being done, a lot of, I have to do preparation at home to get, because I do not have a store. So I have to have a section in the house where I could do live demonstrations and different things. I have a lot doing, but as I go, I learn also, because I am very new in the business, as well, most people know. And as I go, I learn, because customers would have questions, they would have concern, and I need to be able to, answer them properly and correctly. So I'm working on a lot of stuff to get it out there, because I think a store for sex toys, you should be able to walk in and feel comfortable, or call or send a message and be able to get a toy without feeling any way, or it should not be unavailable if you have the need.
Correct. I remember I was in Antigua years ago. It might be back in 2005, somewhere there. And right in the city, I was visiting, walked into a store, and it was a sex shop. And when I say sex shop, you had like the different costumes, those little nurse outfits and waitress outfits and that kind of thing. But you had a variety of things. The store was very nice laid out. It wasn't like a taboo store or anything. It was just there. And I couldn't help but think, even at that time, when I thought about Tobago and the then suppliers in Tobago, as you started off saying, everything was kind of secret, long time. You had to go by a counter and whisper.
And like, it's as though you're going to buy drugs.
Yes.
And I think that's part of the reason why, me selling toys would have been so easy, and it was so successful for me, because of the privacy that people has. They could more or less get it on the low. Like, you could call the dealer and she would bring it home for you. So you're comfortable. Because I do mostly home deliveries or office deliveries. So nobody would have to see you going to get a toy, but it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think what I admire about you and appreciate about your approach is the online marketing. Like, when I started seeing your posts coming up, and then I started looking just at some of the comments that, that people would make. And I thought, okay, Stacey might be onto something here, because it wasn't just about the toys, selling the toys, but you help people explore issues around sexual pleasure. So like I said, you saw men, some of the men, not all of them, reacting as if they took offense immediately, as if they feel like they go and get replaced. Then you heard women, you saw women, type comments about things that they like sexually, what they like to be done, what they're willing to try, what they're not willing to try. Things that it seems that we're still not really talking about, that we should be talking about, at least openly with your partner. So maybe the toys helping in a way that we used to use alcohol in our space. Well, a lot of people still use alcohol to lose their inhibitions, but maybe the toys help with that.
Yeah, and I believe too that, if people get comfortable exploring their sexuality, a lot of infidelity would be curbed, because sometimes you're looking for something more, Sometimes you're looking for something more, but you don't get it from a partner. And you're talking to this other person, and you're thinking about trying it. And just like that, you're having two partners, just because you're looking for something more sexually. And I've heard instances where that happened, because they're not getting satisfied at home. Sometimes their partner not even willing to explore something else. And a lot of men have admitted to being rough. And I said, no, you have to focus on the lady having an orgasm as well. It's not just about you. And you have to learn your partner. Learning your partner is the most important thing, because when it comes to buying the toys, when the men would come, I would say, does she prefer licking or does she like sucking? And they do not know.
Wow.
And I'm so like, I said, what? I say, I think you need to find out, because I would recommend the suction toys for the men. If a man is coming to buy and he's not sure, I would recommend a suction toy. And these men, they do not know. And if you have been with a lady and you do not know if she prefers licking or sucking, you are in some trouble.
Yeah, and where
you might not even know if she likes penetration or the rhythm of penetration that she likes. and that is just boring sex happening there.
Yeah,
That
you're
is just
preaching.
having sex. That is just the guy having sex, and this is what happens with a lot of sexual encounters. The guy comes and just leaves you there.
Yeah.
Because they are not focusing on what the lady likes, and that is very bad.
That's an amazing reality, in the sense that I often wonder sometimes when you hear that kind of thing, because it's not uncommon. In the past, you would always hear, men complain they're not being satisfied sexually, but thank God we've come years to where we are now. And for some reason, maybe technology, I don't know, but a lot of men waking up to hearing, well, listen, you're not satisfying your female partner. As a matter of fact, as you say, you don't even know what she like. This is in the case of heterosexual relationships, so how can you not know what your partner like, but you're having sex ever so often? It's beyond me that actually happens, but it does. You spoke a while ago about the some fellas may have an ejaculation. They may come, and the woman, she ain't come yet. Do you have a toy to help some of them fellas with that?
Well, the suction, I don't want to say the suction vaginas that I have could help with that, because it could help you to control how quick you would come. Right. So from using the toy, you would not probably ejaculate as fast, because you have time to use it in your privacy, and you could actually hold back a bit. So when a guy has a sex toy, it's not only just for him to ejaculate, it is practice, because sometimes you come in too quick. But if you have your time that you could practice, because practicing to hold back on a woman, you can't focus to do that. But if you have a toy to do it in your private time, maybe you could have a little exercise done.
Very, very, very important tidbit that you're hitting there, because as you say, I suppose sometimes even I might be thinking about it like that. When you think about the sex toy, you think about, your own pleasure. In your case, you're saying use the toy as a way to practice being better so that you can satisfy your partner.
Yes, because imagine you're practicing with me. Come on, like I would start to get annoyed, and I would actually feel you practicing with me. But if you have the toy that you could do it on your private time, when you actually go to your partner, you kind of know what you're going to do.
Right. Okay. I like that. I like that, because it really gives people who don't want to step outside their relationship, if you're in a relationship, or even if you're single and you recognize, hey, something happening here, it gives you the opportunity to try your best to improve your situation. And of course, eat healthy and exercise. But in terms of the sexual pleasure, we highlighted a bit about the female displeasure, in terms of their male partners not knowing what they like. Have you had any instances where your male customers came for something to help their female partners pleasure them?
No, not as yet, because I don't have those toys as yet. I'm working on getting some.
Okay. You talk about having lubes. Do you have like massage oils, those kinds of things to add to the pleasure?
No massage oil as yet. I only have some cherry flavored lube, and I got those specifically to go with the toys, because just as buying condoms, people don't even want to go to the store to buy a lube. Like, you wonder about the cashier watching at you and these kind of things. So, I bought them to go together so that you have some lube that you could get with your toy one time. Sometimes I do specials, for customers, returning customers, repeat customers. So, I give you a lube today, so you have everything one time, you're set.
All right. Okay. All right. So that's a good thing. Let's hope that, the people take advantage of what you're offering. And I like that you talk about using things to improve your own situation. It don't matter if you're single, if you're in a relationship, help yourself out, but make sure that when you're dealing with a partner, you're able to give them some pleasure, satisfy them. Before we go, individual pleasure and toys, if it's whether male, female, whatever, however you identify, if you don't have a partner and you're pleasuring yourself, do you have special things for those people, or they basically using the same set of toys?
Yeah, they're basically using the same set of toys, because I've had a lot of single persons that say, you know what, this rose is like the best thing that ever happened to me. I get home and in no time, some people said they didn't even find a video to use before they had come,
Right.
It's that fast and it's that satisfying, especially the women, because in the times that we have a lot of women that are single because they're studying, they're doing a lot with their lives, and they just don't want a man, but they don't have the time.
Yeah.
They have the little rose and it's satisfying and comfortable for them.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. And those are the same-sex relationships, lesbians, gay men. Are there specific toys that you may have for them, or?
I do have some vibrating anal stuff, but not much of them because I don't have much of those customers, and I try not to get into the personal aspect, whether you're lesbian or gay, because people, we still have a lot going on with that.
Right.
I try not to get into it. If somebody would mention, I would try to source it for them, because some females would ask for strap-on, and then some of my customers, we are closer, so I actually know. But I always tell my customers, if you see something that you may like, let me know. I could source it for you.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. And I mean, at this point, you're everybody into different things, so you don't know. If you see a woman buy a strap-on, it don't mean that she's using it with another woman. It could be she have a male partner that into having the strap-on used on him, so mind your business. That's my thing. People need to mind their business.
Right.
Yeah, drink some water and mind your business. Stacey,
correct.
thank you very much for this conversation with me. As usual, we've had the conversation so that after you listen to the podcast episode, you're going to be able to handle your business.
Handle Your Business, a weekly podcast discussing a little of this and a little of that. Handle Your Business appropriately blends serious topics with fun topics, all in an effort to help you have a good or better life. So join me, your host, Lady Lashley, and some amazing guests every Sunday at 5 p.m. to explore everything from financial management to dealing with relationship challenges. Put it in your calendar every Sunday from 5 p.m. Tune in to Handle Your Business for a very helpful half hour to get you ready for the week ahead. For more details, follow at Lady Lashley TT on Instagram and Facebook. Handle Your Business.